Hello. Awesome. Okay, cool. So we're here back on the Calm Bomb. I'm here with Katharine. Oh my gosh, she's been a reader for me. She's an awesome is it divinator? Is that a word? Okay. I'm like making up words.
Everyone says that first.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you. She's just a stellar human being. I'm going to read through her bio and then pass it on to her to say in her own words anything that she'd like to add or adjust, whatever's resonating now. And then we'll get started. So Katharine, and please tell me if I'm pronouncing your last name, Hargreaves?
Mm-hmm.
Is it? Okay, great. Okay. She's a shamanic practitioner, psychedelic facilitator, and initiated medicine woman in the lineage of the Gara people of West Africa. With 12 years of designing, curating, and leading powerful transformational experiences under her belt, Kat offers ancestral healing, spiritual mentorship, rites of passage, and psychedelic journeys for both individuals and groups. People come to Kat for support navigating major life transitions and crossroads, envisioning a more expansive reality, creating roadmaps for their healing and evolution, and defining new paths forward. We'll talk about how you can work with her. Anything I added or like missed you'd like to add? I don't know.
No, that kind of covers all of the high points. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, how does it feel hearing that? That like that's you. That's you. That's incredible. Any
Thank you. Yeah, it's funny because it's become such a deeply woven part of my life that I often have moments where I'm like, wow, like 7 years ago I was working in the tech space and now I've pivoted so deeply into healing and medicine and psychedelic work.
Yeah.
It feels right. That was always at the heart of my interest and curiosity. And now to say that I live this life is definitely a huge prayer that has been answered.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. How did that even, I'm thinking like, well, how did that even happen? Like the seed was always there, but it's like taking the jump or like figuring out, okay, trusting, I'm going to do this. Like, I don't know. How did you do it? Like, how did it come about?
So I will say that I think oftentimes our like crossroads in life, right? Like when we are given these opportunities to choose like what is truly for us and what is maybe like the path that we were told to follow or that we think we should follow.
Yeah.
I don't think there's ever just one bridge, right? There's like multiple leaps of faith that you have to take.
Yeah.
And so when I look back, like it's like every time I think I find the beginning, I'm like, oh wait, but what about that moment even earlier when like a seed was planted?
Yeah.
So I'll say that for me, there was a big seed planted in 2017 when I did a significant ayahuasca experience in Peru.
Okay. Yeah.
And I came back from that journey profoundly changed. It like broke something open in me that could never go back in the can,
Yeah.
And I remember at the time kind of being like, there's something for me here, but like, let me be really humble and cautious and approach slowly and wait. Shamanic work is serious work.
Right,
and as a white woman, I was like, who am I to embark on this journey? So let me do this really mindfully. But that kind of kicked off like a 2-year passage of like self-discovery and exploration and multiple leaps of faith within that.
Wow. Yeah.
That really brought me to the doorstep of that work. And then I had to cross that doorstep.
Wow. And I love how you've broken that down because it's like, I think so much in society, it's like, okay, flip a switch and now it's done. It's like, no, it took time to see that the seed was there and to germinate it. And then to like, okay, this is like recognizing, okay, it's ready now. And oh my gosh, anything that like, I don't know how the theme that comes up for me is trust. So like, how did you take action on that trust, or how did you recognize that, okay, now is the time? Or I don't know. I'm so curious. That's like the thing for me is like trust. Oh my gosh.
No, you are so right. And when one of the questions that you kind of
Yes.
and over to me, and we'll get to this, was like,
Yeah.
you know, kind of to understand me, what does someone need to know about my journey?
Yes, please. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I feel like that's a big part of it, right? Because my journey has always been one of the outlier. Like I never fit in.
Yeah.
And that's been a blessing and a curse.
Oh, yeah.
And when I was younger, it was more of a curse, right? It was like, oh, I'm the weirdo. Like, where do I go? What do I do? Life isn't reflecting back to me my interests, my desires, my values.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it really, like, from a very young age, I had to cultivate a trust in my path and myself.
Yeah.
And that's been a lifelong journey, because of course, like, when you're in those formative years, like, you really kind of need that, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know, that kind of scaffolding outside of you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Other people being like, yeah, 2 thumbs up, you can do it. This is right. This is real. No
Right.
one was there to do that for me.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, this is crazy, girl. Like, you are out there. And so that really forced me to, like, dig deep and be like, okay, Kat, if no one else around you,
Yeah.
you know, is going to validate the fact that you want to do shamanic work, and that you have, you know, you talk to spirits and all of these things.
Yeah.
You got to validate that for you.
That's right. That's right.
Right. So it's like a constant coming back into my center, really be like, what I know for me is true, and it's real, and it's valid.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even if, like, other people don't get it, like, my family is like, you talk to sticks, like, you know, that doesn't make sense to us, but, like, we support you.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But what you will find is that, you know, so much of my life path has been about being a pioneer, being a leader. And, you know, a lot of people have reflected back to me that one of the medicines they receive from me is the medicine of authenticity. Right. And it's such a beautiful kind of plot twist, because the wounding that I had, which was like, oh, no one sees me, no one gets me.
Yeah.
So I had to get me. I had to see me. I had to live me. And now that becomes the invitation and the encouragement and the permission slip for other people who are like, wait, I don't fit in. My path isn't status quo.
Right.
And I get to be like, yes, go you. Like, do it. So it's a really beautiful opportunity and kind of full circle moment. But I would say that, like, trust in yourself is key to doing anything worthwhile in your life.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And I guess let's start with that question, because I tend to just converse and then we're like, okay, let's just dig in the rabbit hole and then see where we end up. But no, so 2 things. So what does someone need to understand about your journey? Maybe was there a moment, or like are a couple of moments that come to mind? And then picking back on that in some way is like, can you talk about, like, okay, you were in the tech world, and then like the path, the logistical, because that, I think that might help some of my listeners, like, okay, she did this and it made sense, and like she did it, I could do it, or I don't know. So I know those are 2 follow-ups, so hopefully they'll make sense. It'll all come together.
No, I think that's a really good question to ask now, because my work is very different, and most people have never heard of what a diviner is.
Okay.
So I think it'll help contextualize, because that's kind of,
Yeah.
I feel like right around the time I came into my spiritual work was, there was a lot of moments that really stand out to me as being significant.
Okay.
So I'll say that right after that big ayahuasca journey,
Yes.
you know, I still lived in California at the time. I no longer do.
Okay.
And I had been working in the tech field as a designer for like 7 years.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And it was incredible work. I loved it. It was, but I was working for a lot of companies and like bigger organizations doing, you know, essentially supporting capitalism. Like, you know, and it was creatively challenging, and I got paid well, you know, it was like my first real adult job.
Right. Right.
But I came back from that journey and I was like, oh, this isn't it. Like, this is empty. It just, I felt like that experience had radically opened a part of my soul
Wow. Yeah.
that recognize that like, oh, I care so much about the planet. I care so much about nature. I care so much about people.
Yeah. Yeah.
Designing better online experiences to sell them things is not in alignment with my deepest core values.
That's right. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that I called it walking the plank of my life at the time because I didn't have a plan. I
Yeah.
was like, I gotta quit my job. I gotta like leave my apartment. And like I it was like going on walkabout. Like I had to go and
Wow.
and I didn't know what I was looking for, but I was like, I just have to be out in the world and maybe it will find me.
Okay. Okay.
And of course, a lot of people in my life thought I was fucking nuts. Like,
Oh no. Yeah.
they were like, Kat, you are leaving a very good job. You're getting paid super well. You live in LA. It's expensive. What are you going to do now? And I was like, I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. Wow.
But I had enough money at the time to kind of float me for about 9 months.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Like not insignificant.
No. Yeah.
And I sublet my apartment to a friend who watched my pet. So
Beautiful.
I kind of had everything lined up. And I think the universe does this when we are really honoring our path, even if we have no freaking clue where it's taking us.
Right. That's right.
So I just started hopping around. Like I was looking for potential places to live. I was curious about the kinds of people I meet, and wanted to be exposed to more of the things that I did not only desire, but felt deep alignment and kinship with.
Beautiful. Yeah.
So it was towards the end of this 9-month period where I was traveling all around, meeting all kinds of people.
Oh my gosh.
And I just so happened to meet someone who would become a partner for a few years.
Beautiful.
At Burning Man. And
oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
There's people in our life who are significant, right? They open doors for certain ages. They introduce us to things, right?
Yeah.
This person would really open the door for me in a lot of ways.
Oh.
Yeah. So what happened was we got together. I kind of just was looking for an excuse to move wherever.
Okay.
And he was like, well, come live with me in the Bay.
Okay.
And I was like, cool. Like, I don't have any other plans, but my money's running out and I need to figure this out. So like, this is the first real invitation. Let me just honor it.
Yeah.
So the first like month I was up in the Bay, he's just pulling out all the stops. He's like, I want to take you to this thing and this thing.
What?
Yeah. And one of the things was an initiation party.
Oh, okay.
For someone that had come into the Dagara lineage.
Okay.
I had no idea what this was at the time.
Okay.
I had never heard of this lineage. I was like, initiation sounds dope. Like, I'm all about a spiritual,
Yeah.
Ooh, let's go.
Yeah.
So I just kind of went with an open mind, open heart. And I was like, let me just experience this.
Yeah.
Now, for context, many, many times when I've been on plant medicine, with mushrooms in nature.
Yeah.
It's like I would find these sticks.
Okay.
Sticks would just tell me things.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I love how you're like, yeah, of course.
I mean, for context, like all life is life, like people think that because it doesn't have a human type consciousness that, it's again, the supremacy. It's like, who made us the expert? Like nobody, like he's okay. Well, I can go on a whole thing. I love reading about trees and everything. So I'm right there with you. Yeah.
Well, thank you for saying that. One of the things I talk about often is human supremacy and how that like privileges a certain kind of consciousness over everything else. Get it. We'll talk more about this.
We will. Yes. Yeah.
But like up until that point, I had just always thought like I was on drugs, and like the mushrooms, pick up the stick, it tells me things.
Yeah.
So I kind of brushed it off. And then I had this initiation party and I go upstairs. I have no idea what to expect. I sit down in front of this man, pick up a stick, and it starts telling him things about me.
Oh my God.
Girl. It was one of those moments that I had read about where it's like this bolt of lightning went through my entire body.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I recognize this. I know this technology.
Oh my gosh.
right? And like,
Beautiful.
never in my life had I ever been introduced to anything like this, but
Yeah.
it recognized something in me that
Yeah.
it was like could not find a home in the white
Right.
Western culture.
Right. Oh my
This is an
God.
ancient, indigenous West African tradition.
Beautiful. What?
But
Yeah.
in it, I was like, oh, I recognize myself.
Yeah. 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 Right. Right. Right.
So that for me was one of those moments like life is speaking to me so directly. My whole body's on fire.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I go downstairs and there's this man who I just am like drawn to go sit next to.
Okay. Okay.
Turns out he's the whole like head Pumbaa of the lineage.
Okay.
His name's Mark. He would become my teacher.
Oh, beautiful.
And then my partner was like, you need to go have a divination with Mark. And I was like, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Like I'm just following the invitations.
Yes. Yeah.
And I think that's truly when we are most in flow with life is like invitations happen and we're like, let me open this door.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm just flowing.
Oh.
I go have a divination with my teacher. It wasn't even my teacher then.
Yeah.
I go have a div with him.
Oh.
And he reads me for filth. He's telling me things about my life and about me that like, I was like, how do you know that?
Oh my gosh.
And not only that, but it like, sometimes we get information and it just, it like coalesces and coheres, right? All of these scattered parts of ourselves.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
So at a time in my life when I am just like fragmented, lost, searching, seeking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I find this teacher, I find this medicine, I find this community. And within 6 months of working with this medicine, my whole life does a 180.
Wow.
It's just like, it's like a gravitational force field that grounds so much happening in my world.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so I say all this because it was like, I laugh because when I talk about that time, I would tell people I'm following the call of the wild,
Yeah.
It's kind of,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
turns out that this medicine, people call it the wild medicine.
Wow. Well, there you go.
Right. So long story short, I ended up working just because it was so healing for me, because it gave me so much powerful information.
Yeah.
I started working with my teacher regularly.
Beautiful.
And then there's, within this lineage, there's different things that there's like different stages and steps and kind of get you ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It started happening. Like,
oh my gosh.
And I was like, well, cool. I'm here for the ride.
Let's go.
Yes. It just, I ended up being initiated officially for the first time a year and a half later. And
beautiful. Wow.
Then it's just become like, that was really, I had always been a spiritual person. Not always, but I had been deeply
right.
interested and immersed in shamanic experiences for many years before that.
Yeah.
But it was really the first time where it was like, oh, I'm now invited to step in and carry medicine. I have been recognized by a 20,000-year-old lineage. Like I have been chosen by these beings.
Yeah, beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. So there's so much more to say there, but that's kind of the starting point as to like,
okay,
life gave me signs even when I had no freaking clue what kind of sign I was looking for.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. No, and I think that in itself, well, everything that we're saying, I think is medicine. Because it's like, where do we, is it, I've been there's a couple things. My brain is like, oh my God, there's so many things. But like the self-help books and like the big names, Brene Brown, not to poo-poo on them, but it's like, that is so, at least for me, disconnected from like the body, the spirit. It's like, it's so cerebral at times that it's like, but we're disconnected from our body. And it's like, I don't even know what I feel like, So when you said you gave yourself the space and then just allowing the allowance, when in life do we allow things? It's like, everything's got to be planned and we have a plan for the plan. And it's like, I don't even fucking know what I want. Like, calm down.
Oh my gosh.
So
No,
I love, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, I don't believe in a 5-year plan. Life changes way too quickly. For that to what you could imagine as the version of yourself at the beginning.
Yeah.
What they wanted, if you are growing, by the time 2 years in, you're going to look back at that self and be like, oh, I want different things. I want bigger things. I want more.
Yes.
So,
No, and it's like, it sounds a year and a half for somebody. Oh my God, it took her almost 2 years to do initiations. Like, but within that time, it's flying. And it's not even that we're measuring the time. It's like you're tracking yourself, you're feeling, you're in response to life and everything. And it's like, when you're in that, you're constantly in the now, what people are always saying, the now. That's so beautiful. My gosh. So then 2 years, or like a year and a half. And then after that, how did you trust that, okay, this is not your thing, but like one of the things maybe to like keep your next path, your next steps. Like what happened? I'm like, what's the next chapter?
yeah. Well, it's so interesting because literally we are recording this. I was just initiated again into a new group of beings that
Oh my gosh.
within the same lineage this weekend. So it's really kind of full circle. Yeah.
Good. Well, I don't know what to say. Congratulations or something, but like amazing. All the love. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. So what I want to say is like, first, I love what you said about like so much of self-help and self-development is cerebral. It's rooted in the mental intellect. And so what I love about this medicine, this the work that I do within this lineage is ancestral healing work. It is self-healing work. And it's basically when people sit with me, I connect to the spirit world, and the spirit world tells me what's up in their life that's blocked, that's challenging, that's like, it's like the problems that you can no longer solve with your mind.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
And the beauty of it is the real prescription, the real medicine is in the rituals that the spirits gift to people to help them open the way and remove these blockages. You've experienced it.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So to me, it's so much easier to trust when it's like, I see the benefits. I see the practical, tangible shifts in my life. I see what it's done for me. And I see what it's done for everyone. I can't say everyone, right? That would be amazing success rate. But I will say that I receive so many messages from people. One that came to me relatively recently was someone who had literally been depressed her whole life, like deep religious trauma on both sides of her family, what felt like a curse on her life.
Wow. Yeah.
And she wrote me a letter where she was like, I've literally never felt like this.
Wow.
And I don't take any credit for that. It's like, I am just the vessel or the tool or the medium through which this information arrives.
Yeah.
But to see what it does for people and like, it blows my mind. And I'm so grateful that I'm not jaded to it. Like, people will write me letters and I will just sit down and I will laugh and cry hysterically because I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that part of my life now is to gift these messages, these transmissions, so that people can find healing and release and, all of the things.
Yeah.
So that really helps me trust.
Yeah.
But, this work with the Dagara lineage and, this is a lineage that does not work with a sacrament. There's no, you eat, right?
Right.
And many shamanic lineages who are indigenous, like they work with plants.
Yeah.
Right? All of it.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is that this is pure shamanism. It's working with the consciousness of water, the mountain, the earth, the trees, the ancestors.
Wow. Yeah.
And, so it really gave me a foundation that I think many of us, our ancestors had that.
Yeah.
But many people who live here in America, in the West, people who have experienced colonization, people who were enslaved, like people who immigrated and lost their roots, like we are all together in the fact that we come from broken lineages.
100%. Yeah.
Right. So like, to understand the gravity of what we are trying to do as humans, which is to repair and reroot lineage,
Yep.
is such a tremendous spiritual responsibility.
Mm.
And so it's like this lineage has given me a deep understanding and view into the reality of like healing on this planet and how do we do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this really, it just continues to open doors. It's like,
yeah,
foundation, then you can put up walls, then you can
yeah,
build a house, then you can
yes,
expand the house.
yes, yeah, yeah.
So that's what it's continued to do for me is
Beautiful.
it informs my work. I now work with mushrooms as a psychedelic facilitator.
I mean, I love mushrooms. I was just like,
They're an amazing, amazing medicine and consciousness.
Yeah.
But without this training, 4
Mm,
years of training just to work with spirits and the earth,
right.
I don't
Yes.
think I would be as capable of a facilitator because
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people out there who don't have any freaking training
That's right. That's
and
right.
who are holding medicines. And I'm like, y'all, we
Oh,
cannot continue to perpetuate
no.
of colonialism
Oh, no.
by
No, no.
carrying unrooted medicine.
That's right. No. Mm-mm. No.
So,
Oh my
yeah.
God. No. And that's, oh my God. Again, my brain is like, oh my God, there's so many things awesome from there. So I think I'll just do the shiny gold thing. What's coming up for me is so much it sounds like the things to trust are invisible to like our mind,
Mm-hmm.
but those are the things that really do, I don't know, result in our path, in the trust. Like, how do I quantify trust? I don't fucking know, but like trust is the thing. How do I quantify faith or spirit, whatever? Like I even don't like the word God or any of this stuff because it's like, why is it masculine? Why is it a gender? Why is it an individual? Like, we can't conceptualize. There's too much brain, and it's like we disconnect the body. And then the other thing that came up to me was the time thing again, like time and like the learning that it takes time to root and like there's so much stuff out there, the self-help books, the different types of medicine. And I loved what you said, like the facilitators, the transmitters, if they are not rooted themselves in, it's like, I mean, I don't know if this analogy is great, but it's like going on the corner and getting some marijuana from somebody and it's like, who are you? Like, I don't even know you. I don't know what the quality is. I don't know anything. And it's like, what is it that, how are we healing ourselves within ourselves? But like, how are we getting that? What have they done? Or like the quality of the medicine? Like, I don't know the right terms, but it's like, unfortunately, it puts a lot of onus on us, I think, to do that. But it's like, we just want to trust that somebody's out there got it and that we can just have a mirror. I don't know if any of that made sense, but it's like a lot of different things that
No, I feel what I received from you, and it's interesting because I think trust is both faith. There is a faith, right?
Yeah.
And I love that you brought the body back in because I was like, if there's anything that we can trust when everything else is going to shit, nature.
Yes.
I look at nature and I'm like, okay, you have survived billions of years of like intensity. And nature is, I call nature mother teacher because it is.
It is. Yeah.
Right. So like,
you
can go talk to a tree.
Yes.
If you're listening, you will receive answers.
That's right.
And the body, like you were kind of talking around it, which is like, without being grounded or rooted in our body.
Yep.
Because there's so much disassociation. When we get in our heads, that is a form of disassociation.
Yes. Thank you.
Yeah. And so what you are speaking to this, like, we need to come back into the body. We need to listen to our body.
Yeah.
Ritual helps us do that. Right. And like, oftentimes I find that, again, people, when they're in their heads, they can't find the solution because it is completely detached from the answers living in their body.
That's right.
We gotta trust that. And I don't want to speak for all women. I can't, but like many, many, many women were deconditioned and out of their intuition.
That's right.
So a lot of us, myself included, it has been a years-long journey of repairing the instinct and listening to it. Because I'll tell you what, your body doesn't lie. Your mind is going to be kind of rationalize, like, that person wouldn't hurt me. That person wouldn't do that. And it's like, but you feel something in your body that's true.
That's right. That's right. That's right. And I feel like that piece about the repair, like I remember when I was in my 20s, I'm like, shit, I'm not caught up. Like I'm behind whatever the society was telling me about myself. It's like, no, I'm actually in repair. I don't even know who I am because I've been trying to be something I'm not. And I'm learning and I'm unlearning and I'm trying to get dressed up and I'm also getting naked. And I'm like, what the fuck is happening? So it's like, I feel like we're so hard on ourselves, understatement, but it's because we haven't even had the time, the space to even know. And it's like, when we were young, we also didn't know because we were being absorbed. Like we were sponges to other shit. And so it's like, when do you know, how do you create time? And again, like that 9-month cushion, like I think that's the biggest thing, I think, for me also. Like I've job hopped my whole career because I'm like, I've never felt at home anywhere. And I'm just like, I'm just gonna fucking do what I need to do because you just, and so I think the body and creating the space, literally in our bodies, but in our lives. I'm trying to look at the questions. Okay, what media? So I guess using body of work. I'm trying to like body something. Medias that changed, shape your life. How, why, anything you'd recommend. I'm like, give us all the stuff.
Okay. And first, I just want to like offer one thing about this timepiece, because like there's two kinds of time. There's Chronos time, which is chronological time.
Okay. Yeah.
And we are often trying to manipulate that, like 5-year plan, like I'm going to do this by this time.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's foolishness.
Yes.
Then there's Kairos time, which is right place, right time. I'm prepared. Right. And my teacher once said to me, he's like, when the conditions are right, time begins.
Oh, I love that. I love that.
Right? Because it's like, we can't come in and be like, okay, I'm at the start of the freaking race and the finish line is over here. And if I just grind, I'll get there.
Yeah, no.
It's like, if you are finding yourself stopped by life, it's because you need to look at the conditions.
Yeah.
Right? Like that's how we grow things. Like look at nature.
Yeah.
Water, dirt, fertilizer.
Yeah.
You can't just tell something like asparagus, I need you to grow this big in a week.
No, right.
No. What you do is you show up and you hoe the garden and you water it and you put it in the sunlight. So in the same way, that's how we work, but we forget that because we're so used to mentally organizing time.
That's right.
So yeah, I just want to offer that up because that's actually really shifted how I work.
I love that. Yes, thank you. No, please. Yes. Oh my
God. Okay, so in regards to like media, this was like the hardest question. Just because, so many things come to mind, and I feel very blessed to like have a life rich in resources and inspiration. So I'm gonna kind of like list off maybe a bunch of stuff.
Please, all the things, buffet.
Okay. So I've been really getting into collage recently.
Okay.
Right. And it's something I do with like my sister besties. So fun. But more importantly, it's like anyone can be an artist when you're collaging, right? You get so hung up in technique and like, I don't know how to draw. And it's like, bitch, go get a magazine, cut out some shit.
Yeah, that's right.
Remix it.
That's right.
But it's so amazing because it really frees up your mind to free associate. And I feel like that's rather than hopping into your linear thinking strategy, you need to connect more dots. You need to like get into that neural plasticity.
Yeah.
So collaging, I think, is so powerful. It just like stirs your creative juices.
Love it. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so do you know the Emerald podcast?
No.
Oh my
Now
God.
I'm like, oh my God, another podcast.
Yeah, right?
Like,
Okay. The Emerald is like a sacred nugget. It's like a beautiful treasure in the like landscape of podcasts.
yeah.
And basically Joshua Schry, who is the podcaster, the host,
Yeah.
he takes these ancient, ancestral, deeply mythical concepts, right?
Oh
Like
gosh.
he just released the trickster episode,
Oh,
which looks at the archetypal figure of the trickster in different cultures around the world.
love
And
it.
then talks about like the trickster comes in when it's time to smash the status quo. And guess what we're doing right now as a culture? It's like,
That's right.
right. So
Right.
he takes these like ancient mythical concepts and he roots them in the modern world in a way that's so rich. It's
I
so
love it. I
creative.
love it. I love it. Oh my God, I'm
So
excited. Okay.
I highly recommend it. It really, to me, it helps resurrect. Like, I think when I think of the future, I think I always call it the ancient future.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
Because the future is also connected to, it's like bringing with us the old, right? Like the ancestral ways, the ways of right relationship.
Right. That's
Like
right.
we can't leave that behind. That's an essential part of humanness.
Yeah.
So he really kind of helps resurrect that and illuminate them and also make it accessible for now.
I love it. Oh, good.
So the Emerald podcast, highly recommend. Everyone I know who listens to it is always like, oh my God, mind blown. This is so rich.
Yeah.
The other thing that's been a really big, just, I think we need as a culture and as humans to develop our imaginal realms, right? Like, I love me self-help books. I have a whole bookshelf of them. I would never read them anymore.
I know. Yeah.
Right? Because after a while, you're like, okay, I'm not just a computer program that I need to hack.
That's right. I know. Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah, that's right.
We are living, breathing, messy beings.
Yeah.
And I just don't love that approach of like reductionist, like strip down yourself to a series of like hacks.
That's right. No.
Right. So I think like where my reading has taken me, I've always been a huge reader. I love reading.
Yeah.
And I think reading for me, incredibly rich, interesting novels, great.
Yeah. Okay.
But for me, what's really been hitting is the stories of people's medicine paths, like their awakening, what happened for them.
Yeah.
And I'll share my favorite, which is there's this man, Martin Prechtel.
Okay.
And he wrote a book called Secrets of the Talking Jaguar.
Oh.
Yeah. And the story is essentially he's a white man. I mean, he has Native American blood, but acts is a white man.
Yeah.
Who is on this like road trip in Guatemala in like the 1970s and basically meets this medicine man from one of the last remaining indigenous Mayan like Toltec tribes.
Oh my gosh.
And this medicine man is like, you're the one I've been waiting for.
Oh my gosh.
Right?
I want to read the book now.
Yeah, this guy just like is absorbed for 20 years into the cultural life of this village, becomes a medicine man there, becomes like, you know, they don't really have like government officials, but sort of that level, like a man of honor in this society.
Wow.
And the beautiful thing, besides like the just like incredible fabulousness of this story that is so archetypal and mythical.
Yeah.
But the language that he writes in is because the language of the people that he lives with is so it isn't English. It is like of a different dimension.
Wow.
And what I love about it is like it wakes you up to the power of language and the power of blessing language.
That's right.
Literally reshape reality.
That's right. Yeah.
And like you read it in that book and you're like, the way he writes is so it is beyond poetic. It's like reading Rumi.
Oh my gosh.
And
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. And that's what we're missing, is that more poetic, that more, all of this feels, I mean, for lack of a better word, but the feminine, like the yin to the yang, because
Mhm.
our world is so like,
Yeah,
and it's like, no, but we need to be not softer, but like more open and expansive, and like whatever that word is. For me, it comes up as feminine, but like,
agreed.
you know, it's just we need to flip the script.
Mhm.
180, we've been too much on the other side, and we need to be on the other side. We need balance. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh my
Yes. Here, we do need balance.
yeah.
And I will say this is a time of
Yeah.
divine feminine leadership. Like, look
Yeah.
who is stepping up in our world,
That's
the
right.
women.
That's right. That's right.
And it's like, because we need that. Like, who was
Mhm.
able to tend the village and multitask and manage all of the things happening?
Right. That's
The
right.
matriarchs.
That's right. That's right.
So,
Yeah. There's been so much oppression. Again, another understatement, like on so many levels, but it's like whatever was trying to be obliterated, whatever that energy was trying to, no, now it's like we are reborn, bitches. Like we are here. We never left.
yeah.
We never left. Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's okay. Anything I'm trying to go through the media. We did recommendations. Was there a media, I guess, that shaped you when you were starting your path? I mean, maybe we don't want to recommend self-help, but I don't know. Like it could be anything. Music, yeah, I don't know, anything that shaped the way that you were seeing
Hmm.
your life, or that like when you were a kid. I don't know, anything from that.
Yeah. So, actually, like, I'll say it's less about media because I think at the end of the day, when I was thinking about like what advice or recommendations do I
Okay.
have for
Yeah.
people,
Yeah.
so much of what I feel like my life has taught me is that
Mm,
like other people's examples, other people's advice,
mm,
other people's strategies for solving your life are
yeah.
only going to take you so far,
That's right. That's right.
right? And so at the end of the day, like I think, you have to be willing to throw out the rule book that someone else wrote because we are not a one size fit all being.
No.
Like,
No.
and what works for someone else is going to maybe work amazingly for them, but is not the strategy for you.
That's right. That's right.
So I will say that like human design, while it can
Mhm.
be a really opaque system to work
Yeah.
with, kind of
Yeah.
challenging.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you get your free reading, like human design chart, and then look at your decision making strategy, and
Okay.
you have to Google it. That's where you're going to get the real meat.
Me. Yeah. Yeah.
Like, and this happened to me recently. I wish I had had this 10 years ago
Oh, I
because
know.
I would have saved myself a lot of time.
Yeah.
But like understanding how your strategy for you works is
Yeah.
going
Yeah.
to be so helpful.
Yeah.
Um, but I think like, in terms of like you gotta trust your life. You have to be
Yeah.
willing to walk around and find out and to do
Mm.
you above all, even if other people don't approve, even if they're like, I don't get it, even if they're like, I don't like it.
That's right. That's
You
right.
know, like as long as you're not maliciously actively hurting people, like
Right. Right. Yeah.
you need to go find out what your life is trying to teach you,
That's right. That's
right?
right.
Because that's your truth, that's your wisdom.
That's right.
And when you harvest that,
Yeah.
no one can take that from you. That's
Right.
your medicine.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I think like a lot of the time when I hear people really reaching and grasping for self-help, it's like,
Mm, mm.
I don't know if you're trusting yourself. Like
Right. 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 Right.
this can be a band-aid for a minute,
Right.
but you have to like get out of your comfort zone because
Yeah.
this is where you grow, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we call it a growth edge for a
Mhm.
reason.
Yeah.
You're at the edge.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That is like the most productive, evolutionary, like frothy place to be.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Then you can realize like, oh, I can hold this, I can be at my edge
Yeah.
and I won't collapse. I
That's
won't fall
right.
apart.
That's right.
I
Yeah.
can actually increase my capacity
Yeah.
to like essentially hold more discomfort,
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
right? Because growth is uncomfortable,
Yeah. Yep.
but it's not going to kill you.
That's
Hopefully.
right. No, I know. or like a part of you may die,
Yes.
but like another part will be reborn. And it's like the growth. Like we're no longer 7, we're 10, we're 12. And it's like hormones come and go, and premenopause for us women who are like in our 30s, 40s. And like it's just all growth and death. And we're scared of dying.
Yeah.
But it's like, but death is not bad. Or like the way that they have defined it for us. So I love everything that you said. And it's like the space, trust, go. Space, trust, go. And then you repeat, rinse, recycle.
Yes.
That's nature. Yeah.
Dude, in the same way of like a medicine journey, like you're going to have these big catalytic breakthrough, like world-changing, life-altering moments.
Yeah.
You gotta integrate them.
Yes. Yeah.
Then you gotta journal about them. Then you have to like mine them for their teachings.
That's right.
And that's how you make medicine. That's how you make the wisdom.
That's right. And that's so hard. That's why self-help is bullshit, because like where's the integration thing? Where is the space thing? It's like 2 + 2 is 4, A equals whatever. But it's like, first, what if that's not your system? What if that's not your thing? And then you don't know how, or you don't have access. And it's like, cannot compute. It's like, we can't do it. No, exactly. Yeah. The integration is key. It's piece. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Anything to wrap it up? I want to give time for where people can find you, but any other last nuggets? I feel like the whole thing was a big ass chicken nugget, the golden goose or whatever.
Yes, no, I love chicken
this episode, y'all. Anything that comes to you right now that you'd like to leave people with? And these could be people still in corporate 9 to 5. And they've realized that the system is for them. They don't want to do their own thing. Or it could be they do want to do their own thing, but that trust and like, so yeah, any other parting words? And then how can people find you and work with you and all that good stuff?
Oh, I love that. Because you know what's funny is like when I left corporate to go, become a medicine woman and do shamanic work.
Yeah.
There's always been a part of me that's been like, oh, but then maybe we bring that back into corporate world.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of playing around with that right now. Like, obviously there's limits to how I can bring that in, but
right.
I share that because I think sometimes if someone is feeling like this isn't for me, or this doesn't resonate, or doesn't feel aligned, or I just feel stuck.
Right.
Like, to keep in mind that like you can step back for a minute, for a little bit, forever.
Yeah.
You can always come back, because sometimes we just need that perspective shift.
That's right.
And I noticed that when I'm like very identified with something, like my job, right? It's really hard for me to actually like do the pivoting or the shift internally that needs to happen. And so I also want to just like shout out anyone who's taking that leap to leave something that is safe.
Yeah.
You know, because like every time one of my friends basically is like, okay, I'm going to do me now. Like, I'm going to figure it out. I'm going to start my business or become a freelancer. It's like, you don't applaud that enough.
That's right.
Right. It takes fucking guts to do that, to put yourself out there, to hang your shingle.
That's right.
And say no to something that no longer feels good.
That's right.
So I just want to say to anyone who's thinking about leaving their corporate work, like, celebrate yourself, throw yourself a party, take yourself on vacation, like, have some lazy days.
Yeah.
And trust that like you are going to find your way forward.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. And then where can people find you and work with you and all of the things? Not shameless, no shameless plugs. We need all of the we need all the plugs.
Yeah, thank you so much. So the best way to find me is go to my website, which is wildalive.co. I'm sure you're going to have like show notes or something like that where we'll link it. So that's a great kind of like place to find all my offerings, to like reach out to me. You can also find me on Instagram at Katakhan, Katakhann. I was like, let me spell my own.
I know.
Right?
It'll be in the show notes, you all, don't worry.
Yeah, exactly. So, and then I also have a Substack that is, if I do say so myself, lit as fuck. Yeah. And I write a lot of essays and posts that are about stories of healing that I've gone through,
Yeah.
but are really about what it takes to find yourself and to
That's
claim
right.
yourself, and then to like do you in a world that is constantly trying to be like, no, no, do less, do less.
That's right. That's right.
So
Oh
yeah,
my
think of it
gosh.
as like a permission slip for your crazy, feral, wild soul.
Yeah. Yes. Fuck yes. I'm like, oh, that's awesome. Oh my gosh. Well, this has been awesome. I mean, I already knew this was gonna be awesome, but it's been awesome.
Oh, well, you're so easy to talk to, Raquel. You made this just like flow by. I can't believe we went through an hour so quickly.
I know. Well, I'm telling everybody, this is the golden goose nugget, the golden, whatever that is.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'd love to have you on again if you would love to be on. But this was amazing. The medicine, the work, the path, the wisdom. Like, thank you for doing all the things, because it's not easy in this crazy capitalist consumerist, like all the C words. It's just not great. And yeah, it's really a pleasure, really an honor. So thank you so
Same,
much.
Raquel. You're doing good work out here. Keep going.
Oh my gosh, I know we got to keep going. We got to keep doing the work. And all the listeners, keep going. It's not easy. Nobody said it was going to be easy to be ourselves. But we just do it. We do it in ways that we can. And please work with Kat if you feel so inspired in this moment. Tomorrow, check her out. And yeah, I'm trying to like, is this a mic drop moment? But we just leave it. We just leave it.
You can just say it's a mic drop moment.
I know. Yeah, that's right. It was a mic drop moment. Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much. Wrapping up here. And everyone, check out the show notes, check out her links, and work with her if you so please. Okay.